Wow, guys, President Trump is demanding that this rude and disgusting bishop apologizes for begging him to show mercy at a ceremony. You guys gotta check this one out. Before that, I need you guys hit the subscribe button, check out his channel in the description. Get right to it.
Let's do it.
Yesterday, the presidential party and members of Congress and whatnot, the hoi polloi of Washington for the most part, went up to Washington's National Cathedral for a national prayer event. And there at the lectern was Bishop Marianne Edgar Budde, and she gave a sermon that, you know, it's described as a sermon, but really it was a lecture where she told the new president, go easy on migrants and refugees and members of the LGBTQ community. If you missed it, it's gotten a lot of support in some quarters and a lot of criticism. Here she is.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
Wait a minute. The bishop, right?
Yeah, this bishop is crazy.
Wait a minute. Look at JD Vance, man.
He's like, not my family.
Wait a minute. JD Vance looking at her like, really? Who's paying you to go up there and say stuff like
I mean,
this?
this is the Trump inauguration service.
Yeah.
And she taking it upon herself. This bishop is taking it upon herself to take a personal quarrel and ask Trump to have mercy. I guess he hasn't been having mercy.
Come on, man. This is something that doesn't make sense to me. And this is something that shouldn't be taken
It's
serious.
not the time neither.
This is called the Trump effect, man.
The
These
Trump
people are out here
effect.
asking
Haters.
and begging to show mercy.
Marianne Edgar
With the
Budde.
flag, the rainbow flag at that, man.
Marianne Edgar Budde is the first Episcopalian bishop in her area, in her congregation, serves thousands of people throughout Washington, D.C. and District of Columbia, Maryland, in 4 different Maryland counties. She's the first woman to serve in this position. She also serves as chair of the Protestant Episcopal Cathedral Foundation.
Guys, we look up all our facts to make sure you guys get the best of the best content and the best of the best information.
That part.
You know, so
this bishop is crazy.
yeah. Let's keep going, guys. We got a lot to show you, especially with her interview with Rachel Maddow throughout this video. Let's keep going.
Let's go.
Hit the subscribe button too.
What he said.
Some who fear for their lives. And the people
JD.
who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens
Trump. Come
or
on,
have the
man.
proper documentation. But the vast majority of
Really?
immigrants are not criminals.
Oh my God. It's always good to
They're not criminals and they're not American citizens. You know, the jobs that can go to American citizens, and these people are taking a lot of our funding that should be going back to paving our roads, you know, building up new schools, all types of good stuff that American citizens deserve, because at the end of the day, we're Americans.
And then the one thing that makes us all Americans is American documentation. If you don't have it, then you're not American and you're here
Exactly.
illegally. That's
So,
it.
They can
So,
go there and pick crops, you know, build up their economy.
right, it's their time. It's their time to get their country together, and it's our time to get ours together. I hate how this sounds, YouTube, and I have a lot of, you know, different culture people in my family that are
Yep.
friends, and most of my friends, I just talked to my Mexican buddy the other night. He doesn't like illegal immigrants either. He's always been a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
We're gonna have him on the show. But like, this is gonna look nasty, yes. But this is not the time, Bishop, for you to take your personal, you know, opinions. I didn't know that the LGBTQ community was so highly regarded in the Episcopalian Church, but I don't know. So, you know,
Hey, let's keep going, guys. We don't want this to be alone. We want this to be one that you guys get informed.
That
Let's see what we
part.
got.
learn. What was that, John, or was that Paul?
I don't know. She didn't go through scripture. Okay,
Right.
and she
Yeah.
gave a political speech.
Absolutely.
And someone that comes from generations of preachers, I would have walked out. I commend the president for being graceful, but I'm JD Vance. I'm looking crazy. Like, what is she talking about doing a sermon? I don't think it was the appropriate time. If you had something to say to the president that may be a little political, if you wanted to talk about the president exercising mercy, then you could have asked for the president for a few minutes of his time and said, Mr. President, this is the issue that I feel. But don't get up there and try to preach a sermon that you cite no scripture for.
Well, she's not going to talk to him because during the George Floyd riots back in 2020, she said she'd given up trying to speak to Trump and said that he needed to be replaced. So, you know...
Look at the children. There's children there, too, that are hearing this message.
Well, here's the thing. You know, the president's team should have known that she could have said things that were inappropriate for, or, you know, stuff that they didn't need to hear or was not appropriate.
Just Google her.
That's all they would have to do. But instead, they put him in that position where he's in the front row.
Why was she selected? Is she's
the bishop,
the rector of the...
Of that bishop, of that particular national cathedral. Here she is last night on CNN.
So, guys, this is her basically replying to Trump after the aftermath of what she said.
On Rachel Maddow's show, too.
He should have waited. So, here it is, man.
Here's her reply.
They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
That was the Episcopal Bishop of Washington yesterday at the National Cathedral talking directly to the president, directly, eye to eye, about compassion, humility, kindness,
He's disgusting.
honesty, honoring the inherent dignity of every person, talking to him about respect, about mercy.
Respect.
This is not his usual bailiwick.
How disrespectful is to get up here at my inauguration, basically prayer ceremony, and try to grill me on your personal sexual issues and political issues
And you're
at a
supposed to be a
church
bishop.
event.
The thing about it is, she's not addressing any of the families that were lost, you know, to illegals coming over here, or cats and dogs. You know, we can go deep into this and we can go break it down to that, but she's not addressing those real issues, people that are affected by this.
The
She
respect,
could have waited to have this conversation and probably would have got a way better reaction.
like Trump said, she's a Trump hater.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And she just wanted to use the platform on camera to try to hate our president. How disrespectful, you know?
It's hers, though. Joining us now is the Right Reverend Marianne Edgar Budde. She's the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, D.C. Bishop Budde, I really appreciate you making the time. I know you have a lot of options where to be, and I appreciate you being here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
What made you decide to make that appeal the way you did, to ask him for mercy in that way?
Well, as you summarized so well, as I was thinking about at the end, toward the end of my preparation, the pillars of unity, it struck me that I was missing one, and that last one was mercy, to have mercy and compassion. And rather than state it in sweeping terms, I thought I would acknowledge to the president, acknowledge that he had come to the highest office of the land, that he had millions of people had entrusted him with this power. And I wanted to make, as you heard, a plea, a request that he broaden his characterization of the people that are frightened now and are at risk of losing everything.
She just doesn't want to sit there and admit that she took her mask off. You know, you're not a minister. You're a public activist.
You a political activist. You're not you wasn't preaching. You was politicizing.
Yeah.
And it's a difference. You don't go to church for that.
She's worried about all these other problems and these illegals. What about the poor, old, disabled veterans that we have?
Right.
You know, what about America?
What about Americans?
You're just mad that Trump is finally putting Americans first. You know, this is about to be a great nation once again.
Okay, and have mercy how?
Yeah.
What do you want him to do, Bishop?
Come on, man. They're getting deported regardless.
This bishop is crazy.
You want first-class flights back to Mexico like this?
Taking them home.
Yeah. Anything. We're getting the job done. Let's see what we got.
Come on.
And I thought that that would be the more respectful way to say it, and also to appeal to not only the president, but to all who might be listening, to appeal to what we know to be true about our immigrant neighbors, who they are, the kind of people that we're blessed to be among, and to remember them in our understanding of what it means to be America.
Man, these people should actually be scared. 75 million patriots went out and voted and made sure America was put first, finally again, by a president. You know, Trump has accomplished more things in 3 days than Biden did in 4 years. You know, she's entitled to an opinion, but your opinion is not valid and it doesn't matter here. You know,
and a political opinion doesn't belong in church.
Yeah, it just doesn't. You know, so this is one of those videos, guys. We kind of want to just let you know what we were thinking on this issue involving the bishop. This should have never left that room. You know, this should have been a private conversation.
Could have pulled Trump to the side after it was over with and state your political thing. You were supposed to pray for America at that moment, and you felt it, Bishop.
You just didn't.
You know what I mean? I think you look crazy. This bishop is crazy.
Let us know what you guys think about this quick video. Be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And check his out in the description.
Peace.
We out.